All right, we're live. I'm here with the Smoking Rat, aka Pentagast, and you all already know me. I'm Jeremy, the creator of Wicked Guild. I know tonight's usually a side quest night, but we have a bit of a setbacks as far as Ark being away for a bit. He'll be returning as soon as he can, but he's got some stuff he's got to do. And Weibo is feeling a little under the weather. She's got some sort of, I don't know, sore throat or whatever have you. So it tonight was Kinsman. I know we're starting early, but that's because it was just me and Rat kind of hanging out over here. So it's like,
Yeah.
why not give it a? Why not go ahead and start up so that we could talk for a bit and then head on out of here and have ourselves a night. I mean, I haven't been feeling the best either. I've had a pretty long weekend of. At first, I thought I had COVID because I didn't feel sick, like I didn't have a runny nose or a sore throat like 2 weeks ago when I had to cancel.
hmm Yeah.
But I did have like the whole, oh my god, my entire body is sore. Right?
Right.
Like it's like why do I feel like this right now? Like I don't know what's happening with me. Like I didn't feel like doing anything over the weekend. Glad I did decide to do some stuff, and we'll get into that. So, yeah, yep. There's the rat.
Oh yeah. Give it just a second. I gotta. This is my favorite shirt in all of the world. Seriously. If anybody can read that, there you go. Never put off until tomorrow what you can avoid altogether.
Yep, there you
This
go.
shirt is ancient. So anyway, that's it.
Yeah, I love that shirt. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Anyway, I wanted to talk tonight about something that took place over the weekend, and some of you who follow on Twitter probably know at least a bit about what happened. But in recently, I was googling. Let me tell the whole story, so this will be fun for Rat. I don't think he knows much of any of this. So,
No, I do not.
so basically, recently I was just out of curiosity was googling the Renfair that takes place here in Arkansas, up in Hot Springs. Uh, and it's been going for about 6 years, but judging by the pictures and the Facebook, it was never like a big one. Like
hmm
we don't really have Ren fairs here. So the one we do have that's for the past like 6 years has been going on. It's like one weekend in November. It's like not even that long. It's like a Saturday and a Sunday, right? And it's what they call a pop up because they can't build anything permanent because it's at a fairgrounds. So there's like there's
Right.
like the cattle auction house and the and all that stuff. So I but I was like, I'm getting to a point where I want to get back to filming. I want to get back to dedicating a little more time to the edited, kind of scripted content and the comedy. And it's like, but I want people to work with in person. And how do I meet like-minded people that could potentially like
Right.
come out and play a character of mine? Like a character of my world, right? And actually interact with me in person. I love the side quest thing. I get to work with Rat and Ark and Weibo, and it's really
Yeah.
fun. It's really cathartic, and we have a lot of fun. But this can't be the end all be all of my dream, right? So I'm like, how do I meet people that possibly would want to be a part of the future of the Wicked Guild? So I was googling Ren fairs, and the pop-up Ren fair that happens like one weekend a year up in Hot Springs, it's more of a boutique-y kind of arts and crafts Ren fair where they just set up a bunch
hmm
of tents. They might have a little SCA or LARPing, but other than that, it's pretty. It's more about the vendor selling it,
Yeah.
stuff, and kind of artsy crafts stuff. And it's not a bad one, and I'm sure the people are great and everything. But I was Googling that to see when it was this year, and I saw a website pop up when I Googled, Ren fairs near me. And there was a
hmm
whole other website I'd never seen before, so I clicked on it. And it's a new Ren fair happening in Arkansas. And I'm like, oh, what's this about? Because I only know the one in Hot Springs that's been going for a few years now. And
Right.
yeah, it's called arrenfest.com. You guys can find the link in the description. And come to find out, when I clicked on the website, it was taking place 20 minutes from my house, right up the road in Mount Vernon, right? So I'm sitting
Nice.
there and I'm like, what the hell is this? I've never heard of this one. So I started doing some research and I Google mapped it. And of course, it's nothing but woods. Like I followed the address on the website and it was like out in the country up there in Mount Vernon. And I'm like, what am I looking at here? Like I went down to Street View and there was just like a trailer, like somebody single wide off the road there. And that was all that was in the whole area. So I was like, okay, I'm looking at this website. It looks pretty cool. They're talking about having all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, is this fucking fake? Is it like, it's got a countdown timer counting down to August 31st, the opening day, you know? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So Sunday, this past Sunday, I decide, that's a nice day. It's been cool. You know, we had a little bit of a cool spell from, you know. And I was like, fucking road trip. It's 20 minutes up the road. Just drive by, see what's going on. I drive up there, and I see a big sign that says Dragonstone Springs. And I'm like, what the fuck? This wasn't on Google Maps, you know? and I see fucking bulldozers going at it, just tearing trees down. And I'm like, what the fuck is going? Because it's like in a small town and just in the country. There's like, as I'm driving, there's like a giant sign off the road that says "fuck Joe Biden." You know, like I'm in like Redneckville, right? Like I'm like, I'm laughing at the sign. I'm like, yeah, I'm voting for the felon. You know, so I'm driving up to this place. And I see bulldozers going, and there's people out there fucking building shit with hammers and shit. And I'm like, I was just gonna drive by and see what's what, but I'm like, I see the gates, and it's like 2 castle towers with like a fucking cross bridge and an opening, and I'm like, fuck is this shit? I fucking pull in there and I see some people building some shit. Fucking, you know, Viking looking motherfuckers out there fucking hammering away. I fucking get out and I'm like, hi, I'm a guy, you know, just random guy came out there in the middle of the day. I talked to a nice couple who were wonderful people. They gave me their business card. They're building the axe throwing stage thing. So
cool.
They do it. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck is all this? And they're like, oh yeah, the guy who wanted to start all this, he's a huge fan of Renfairs, and he's been going to Renfairs for years and years and years, and now he's finally decided, you know what, I'm going to take all the best parts of every Renfair I've been to and put them on my own Renfair. And he's building a permanent Renfair area, like an event center. So he decided to sell all his businesses. He was a business owner. I don't want to give away personal details, but he sold all his businesses and decided, I'm going to take all that money that I've made for the past like 40 years of my life, and I'm going to buy 80 acres of land. And I'm going to build a giant Renfair event center, basically. And he was like, you know, I was talking to the guy building the axe throwing, and we got, you know, started getting along, and I was talking to him and everything. Meanwhile, the guy's like wife is just staring at me. She's like, it is. You know, and I'm like, I'm starting to get a little nervous. I'm like, does she think I'm up to no good or something? She's trying to figure me out. Anyway, I tell them I'm a YouTuber and I do the whole high fantasy medieval comedy and I'm an evil wizard. And I pull out my business card. I have these little business cards that say Wicked Guild on them. So if I meet somebody in real life, they can find my channel easily, you know?
Yeah.
And I give them a business card and she takes it and she looks at it and she goes, oh my God, you're Magog. She's like, I've seen your videos. Oh my God. You know, so I was like, I'm home. These are my people.
Yeah.
You know, these are my people. So anyway, they get on the horn with the guy who owns the place, who's building it. And meanwhile, like, they're still building. They're not, the first opening day ain't until the 31st of August.
Right.
And they call him up on the phone. They're like, you got to get over here to the axe throwing area. You got to meet this guy who just pulled up. And he comes flying over, you know, a couple minutes later and introduces himself. And I was just like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I heard about this. I just randomly found your website while I was searching for Renfairs. And I was like, it's 20 minutes up the road. I live in, you know. So I was like, I just thought I'd drive out today and just see if it was real, you know, because I Google mapped it and there was nothing here. And he goes, no, yeah, we're still building. He's like, come on, I'll give you a tour. And he took me to a behind the scenes tour while they were still building everything. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, this dude just up and decided, holy crap, I'm gonna I'm going to buy 80 acres of land and build a permanent Renfair place to host a Renfair every year, right?
That's cool though.
Yeah, he wants to make it one of the top 10 Renfairs in the whole country in the next 5 years.
It's ambitious, you know.
Yeah.
That's cool though. I hope he does it. Like, it'd be awesome to have something like that.
So anyway, everybody there's kind of on the ground floor. They took out small business loans. They're working with him. They're helping him build the stuff. There's guys coming out. They're like, I know how to build, A-frame Viking houses. And he's like, get to it. And they're using the wood from the trees on the land. They're just chopping fucking trees down. And they got a sawmill out there fucking cutting boards.
Damn.
They're out there building. They have a smokehouse where you can get all kinds of smoked meats, turkey legs, the fucking, oh my God. They've got like castles. They built a pirate ship. They're going to have a pirate show. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. They've got maypoles for the ferries and stuff to dance around. They've got vendors who sell things. They've got a sweet shop that sells all the sweets and stuff, fried Twinkies and, fair food, right? Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It's not authentic medieval. It's Hollywood medieval,
Right.
But I was most impressed. The guy who owns the place was like, I'm our biggest. He's like, let me show you our biggest project. I'm really proud of this. So I go walking with him up the hill. We get to the top. That motherfucker's building a jousting arena.
Oh, that's cool.
And it is fucking huge. Like, we're talking bleachers. Like,
awesome.
all the way,
Awesome.
And at the very top of the middle bleachers is a feast hall where he will host what they call the Champions Feast, which costs $80, but it's a 5-course meal with entertainment. Then you get to watch the jousting from the, like, royal box, the top rail.
Oh, that's cool.
You get, like, a silver mug as a souvenir to take home. Like a silver,
awesome.
stein.
Yeah,
so,
tanker, yeah.
Yeah, like a tankard. So, they also have another special event called Tea with the Queen. You probably saw it in the thumbnail. Tea with the Queen is basically it's a bunch of tables that sit 4-person per table, and you just sit down and have tea with the Queen. And they've hired an actress, a local actress, and they've contracted her for like the next 5 years or something to play the Queen. Mm-hmm. Here, let me show you. I'll pull this up. Yeah, here's the website. As you can see, it's got the countdown. They have like a high fantasy weekend, a Pirates and Vikings weekend. Of course, there's constant events throughout the day. There's Tea with the Queen.
Yeah. How long does this go for? Like, how long is this event supposed to be? Like, usually it's just a weekend or something.
Yeah, this is the first year. So right now they can only do what, they have to make do what they're building.
With what they're building, yeah.
Right. So this is the first year they're going to go for 5 weekends, basically all of September, because it starts on the 31st, which is a Saturday, and then all the way to the end of September. And it's all 5 weekends, and it's just Saturday and Sunday. But it's every Saturday and Sunday. And every Saturday and Sunday has special events that you can attend, or you can just go and walk around and see all the things and hang around until the next event starts. Like $22 for an adult gets you in the door.
Yeah.
And you get access to everything that you want to see except for Tea with the Queen and the Champions Feast, because those are limited seats.
Yeah.
Right? Like they can't pack too many people in the feast hall. It's not that big.
Oh, sure.
It's like 50 seats. That's it. That's all they got.
Yeah.
And Tea with the Queen, it's only like it's like 40 seats or something like that. So those are the VIP stuff that you have to pay for. You have to pay,
sure.
Quite a bit for. But everything else, it's $22, and that gets you in. And then all you need is money to buy food or knickknacks or whatever you want to do. But everything, all the shows, all the events are free. Or not free. They're part of the $22 ticket.
They're part of the Dude, that sounds like it sounds cool.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like it'd be a good way for me to, if I live closer, it'd be worth it to spend $22 on.
Yeah. Now, I'm walking around looking to build all this stuff, and I have pictures on my Twitter. You guys can go to my Twitter and see the thread I had. I took some pictures on my cell phone because I didn't expect to get a tour So I didn't have anything else with me but my cell phone. But I took a few pictures, and he's got coins. Realm coins. One's $1, one's a $5, and one's a $10. You trade your money in at the front gate and get coins to spend inside the fair.
Yeah.
So they're cool. Their face value, money, $5 get you a $5 coin, but it's also if you don't spend it, you could just keep it because you bought it. It's you bought it for $5 or $1, whatever. But the coins have like dragon on one side and the queen's face on the other, and it's really fucking cool.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and they're gonna have fire dancing, glass blowing. They have a stand that does like medieval rope making. They have the old machine that used to like twist rope from medieval times, and you can pick your colors and twist your own rope, and then you get to keep the rope. Like they have archery, axe throwing. They're going to have like the pirate show. They're going to have a bunch of other kind of stage play type stuff. And then they're also going to just have people walking around in like full costume like they have at Disney. The Disney princesses go and interact with people and stuff. And that's all they do. It's just going to be a big Renfest, just a Renaissance party, with a lot of different events. Really cool. But the guys doing the jousting are the actual, I can't remember their name all of a sudden. I think it's like Goliath jousting or something like that. But they're the guys that do it on the History Channel. There was a show on the History Channel about jousting.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's those guys.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, he hired those guys for 5 weekends. And that's got to be expensive because you got to care for the horses. There's all kinds of personal injury insurance and stuff. So those guys got to get paid what they're worth.
Oh yeah.
They're also going to have like
I got it. Like I've seen the jousting. I've also seen. I don't know. You've probably seen it. The Medieval Combat League that used to exist. I don't even know if that's still going on.
They're going to have that too. It's called SCA now, Society of Creative Anachronism. Anachronism.
Oh, I know about SCA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they got the SCA out too. They're going to have tournament fightings. There's going to be
cool.
Like I don't know if it's a cash prize or a trophy, but those guys actually win something.
Most people that do SCA, it's a
hobby. It's a fashion.
Yeah,
fashion.
it's a hobby. It's something that they do. It isn't about the money. That's the thing.
And they also have a guy, I met him and his I don't know if they're married, wife, girlfriend, Raven and Wolf. Very very Viking looking, got the side shaved with the Viking runes tattooed on their fucking heads.
Oh, okay.
And they basically travel around the country, doing Renfairs and stuff. She's like they both do like the fire dancing and eating the fire and shit,
Oh, yeah.
But he also does blacksmithing. So he's going to be there showing everybody how like medieval blacksmithing worked and stuff. So they were building their forge when I was there, and an A-frame Jarl's house with like a wolf's head. He was there carving a wolf's head with a fucking chainsaw out of some cedar he'd cut down on the property. Like he was like, So basically, this guy, the owner, I got his business card. His name is Lord Patrick. He basically just had a passion for Renfairs, but he's kind of like a numbers guy. He's a businessman, so he didn't know how to build all this stuff. So he just got together people he knew and have met over the years. He just got all them together and was like, "Come help me build this shit." And they're doing it, boy. It's like the first bit of it this year is only going to be like 25 or 30 acres. But he bought 80 acres because he eventually, in the next few years, he wants to expand out and have the campsites so that vendors can come and stay. People can come and stay and get a campsite instead of buying a hotel. And he's also gonna put in like RV, so people can travel from out of state and park their RV instead of having to go somewhere else or get a hotel room or whatever. But this year, the camping sites are only dedicated to the vendors because it's the first year and they're still not done building everything. He's spent a lot of money. Like he had dump trucks out there and bulldozers, and they're pushing trees down and shit, tractors and stuff. And it's like, dude, they're building all kinds of cool stuff, man. They've got little buildings everywhere for like shops and vendors. Some of the vendors are out there that I met, they wanted in on the ground floor because if they can build a permanent structure, they can return every year and operate out of that structure. And so they got in on the ground floor because if this becomes big, they wanted their place. And so a lot of them took out like small business loans and shit. You know, like this it's crazy. You know, lumber's expensive, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just, you know, and trying to establish a business and have a, you know, like a permanent residence. I mean, that's all money. So
yeah. And so he also, you know, he understands that, you know, he's got to make his money back too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can't just do something like this and lose all your money. So I mean, at $22 a pop for adults, I think it's like $20 for children, and and I think $22. No, it's $20 for. It's something like that. It's like $20 for senior citizens. It's $2 cheaper for senior citizens, and it's like $15 for children or something. You know, whatever.
Okay.
But
yeah, still.
Even if you equal it out and just $22 a person, if he gets 20 to 40,000 people through there over the course of 5 weekends, that's $800,000. You know?
Yeah, it should be.
you know. So
yeah, if he can, the main thing is getting people interested in it, which is cool. I mean, I hope.
Yep. So
you know, there's not enough medieval anything in the world, so yeah, it would be nice to have something like that going on. You know,
right. So I'm just trying to spread the word, and if there's anybody in the Arkansas area or can make the drive from a neighboring state, then it wouldn't be too bad. Come out one of the weekends in September. Go to the website. It's in the description, arrenfest.com. And go look at all the events they're having and everything like that and get the address and make your way down here. It'd be cool. But I'm going to be attending a few of the weekends to film. Yeah. Now, this is one of the big announcements. So I started talking to Patrick. I showed him one of my videos. He had a cackle at it. I showed him the one where Magog complains about kidnapping princesses and how spoiled they are.
Right.
You know. And you know, I told him what I do and you know how close I am. I'm just up the road, and he was like, "That's cool, man." And he took me on a tour and he showed me the arena and the feast hall and the big stage and everything they have. And I was just like, you know. I was just like, this is so cool. I just want to help out. I'm going to tell my fans about it. I'm going to tweet about it. I'm going to, you know, and I was like, I'll come out a few of the weekends and film. I'll just film some stuff and cut you together a nice promo to put on your website, put on, you know, start a YouTube channel or whatever if you want to help promote it. And I was like, I'll add some music. You know, I'm a good video editor and stuff. And he saw my video. He saw my little intro opening and all that stuff. And he's like, I ain't got nobody to do that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, well, I'll do it for you. And he's like, well, how much we talking here? And I'm like, no, I'll do it. I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Because I love this stuff and I want to help promote it. I want it to succeed. I want a permanent Renfair 20 minutes from my house.
That would be fucking great.
Right. So he was like, okay, all right, yeah, cool, man, appreciate that. You know, just here's my card, text me, let me know what you need. And I was like, well, you know, it'd be nice not to pay the $22. You know, since I'm here filming for you, you know, like whatever. And I was just joking. He was like, no, just text me ahead of time, and so I know you're coming. I'll meet you at the gate, and you know, and all that stuff. And I was like, cool, man. Yeah, it's in Mount Vernon, Arkansas, Snoopy. I am watching the chat, but I'm trying to get through this, so you know. So so anyway, he's like, we're gonna start, you know, we're gonna start this September, and if it's a success next year, we're gonna try to push into October and kind of go from, you know, every weekend in September and October and end with like a Halloween haunted medieval thing.
That'd be cool.
And then maybe open up for a short time in December with just Christmas lights everywhere and just do a kind of a 2-weekend come see the Christmas lights, you know. You know.
Yeah. Like October, like honestly, October would be like when I'd want to go because like it's not hot then.
Yeah, exactly. But it can also
getting into the cooler weather, and I prefer the cool weather. So yeah.
Yeah, but it can also be a little rainy in October, so you're risking it. Don't get me wrong, but it can be cold and kind of chilly and rainy. But it's fall, so it's nicer. At least if he's starting in September, it can still be hot in September, but it's still a perfect month because he left as many trees up as he could, so that there's a nice canopy.
If there's some
there's
shade,
plenty
that
of
would
shade.
Be handy.
The only place that doesn't have shade is the fucking jousting arena, because they had to open that son of a bitch up.
Well, you gotta open that up. It makes sense.
It'd be nice if one day he could add some sort of like canvas. You know how in medieval times they used to have
awning,
like canvas awning over
type.
over the bleachers, and just have it kind of there and then take it down, when it's closed. But anyway, I'm talking to him and I'm like, dude, I'll come by, I'll film some stuff, I'll throw together a promo for you, I'll just walk around and capture some of the action and send you all the video, and I'll edit it or whatever. And he's like, thanks, man, that's so cool. I just want to spread the word. It's like, it's so nice to meet a YouTuber. He was really impressed that I had, some pretty decent subscribers and a fun kind of medieval show, like a medieval themed show.
Yeah.
But he was like, you know what, man? I mean, he's like, since you're doing this for me, he's like, in the off season when we're not doing the Renfair, anytime you want to film on the property and use any of the buildings you want, you can just come on up.
Dude, that's cool.
So I'm like, 20 minutes away, I got castles. I got Jarl's longhouses. I have,
there's definitely something you can use there. That's kind of handy, right?
Hey, is it all like period, like movie quality, like movie set quality? No, but it's still a bit of fun,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to have an actual castle that's like, 7-story tall towers and, fucking great hall for the king to sit in. I mean, let's try not to get that ambitious yet,
Right.
This is just the first year, but it feels like I really kind of got on the ground level. It's something cool, and it's 20 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
So
that's really awesome. I mean, if nothing else, I mean, like maybe if walking along like some of the vendors, you could be like, you could set it like you're in a market or something, heading into a town, something,
Yeah, exactly.
There's all sorts of options for like, kind of like maybe an establishing shot of you going into some place or whatever. You've got more of a mind for that than I do, so you could probably come up with all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, and even if it's just a bit of change of scenery for an occasional video, or if I can find some people to work with.
Yeah, and that's just it. You might find some people to work with that are close by too. I mean,
they're gonna.
If I lived closer, believe me, I'd come down. And it's not an option right now.
Right. Yeah. Maybe next year. Do you think?
Maybe next year.
Do you think maybe we could get like a? Do you think we can maybe get like some money saved up in the next year to just get everybody down like Weibo?
It'd be cool to fucking try. It really would be.
Just next year, just come down for like 1 week, one weekend to the next weekend. Or something, and do like two weekends at the Renfair, and then in the middle of the week we can like hang out and film some stuff or just whatever.
Yeah,
I mean that might be too ambitious, because I don't have like. It's
something that I would shoot. Like if I could ever get the money ahead, I would shoot for doing something like that. It's just honestly right now driving anywhere is kind of it's questionable, especially in the summertime. I mean. My car is so old, and it's just at this point I don't even know if my Cadillac's still going to be running next year. So,
we'd have to
money to fix it is So it would have to be a rental car. I'll have to figure out some logistics on that. Maybe I don't know, but
it's
no. If that's going on, if that's going to be there every year, next year's something to shoot for. I could try and save up some money or something. See if I could. See what I can do. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and I know it's not within our budget because we're a small channel now. Like a lot of my views dried up, and we have a dedicated little fan base that I love. I love you guys watching, looking at you, and I'm glad you guys are still supporting us because right now all I've been doing is the live show. I've been, I already talked about this last time we did like out of character, but I've had a lot of health problems this year with my back and my neck and the plantar fasciitis and the sciatica pain. And then on top of all of that, it's just been with having to get a regular job, and I just don't have the time like I used to. But that's slowly That's slowly changing. We're finally breaking through. I've got. I might as well talk about this real quick. I've got a lot of kind of irons in the fire right now. Things are finally starting to kind of turn around for me a little bit. I've got the boot off my neck. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say it. You know, I try not to talk too much about like personal stuff. Well, I get personal. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm trying not to overshare. You know, like too much information, man. Just tell us you're doing okay. You know, but basically, you know, I a few months ago kind of got reevaluated by the VA, and they increased me from 30% to 70%. So I finally got that. You know, they took new X-rays and MRIs, and they were like, "Yeah, you've gotten worse." You know, so and I've got some other stuff going on that I'm going to be, you know, doing too. But for the most part, that's really helped me out. That's helped me kind of get back to normal with the job, at the flea market. So basically, I'm finally in a position where I can finally pay down some debts that I kind of accumulated during COVID, because it was, I mean, I was searching for a job, but hardly anybody was hiring in my area because I live in a very small population zone. You know, Arkansas is not the biggest place, you know, so it was one of those things that you know, I was kind of struggling for a couple years, and I had to use my credit cards and things like that to survive. My YouTube money kind of dried up, and you know, and things like that. So I'm not complaining. Hindsight's 2020. There's, you know, you can't change the past. You know, there was things that, you know, I was basically pumping out the political content just to try to make back what I had lost, and it just wasn't working.
Right.
I was getting fewer and fewer views, and people were fighting in my comments, and YouTube was like censoring me, and I think they still are fucking shadow banning me in a way, in a small way. I still get people complaining that they don't see the alerts or anything on YouTube. You know, it's like they're subscribed to me, but they never get the alerts, you know.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff still happens and stuff, but a lot's changed, and, you know, I've also really wanted to focus on the comedy. I've always wanted to take Magog to a new place beyond the political commentary, but I just could never get there financially. Well, if everything goes to plan and I am able to pay down some of the debts and finally get flush by the end of the year, maybe beginning of next year, my plan, and I'm going to go ahead and announce this on the stream, my plan is to finally do one thing that I've always wanted to do, and I kind of did with this building, but I am going to build a much bigger studio. Like, big. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be looking at, I'm thinking minimum, if I can go larger I will, but it depends on the money, but I'm thinking minimum 30 by 40 with a tall ceiling, you know, so 10 foot walls, 12-foot walls.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a 10 by, you know, a 30 by 40 minimum to build purely for filming. Now, of course, I have to insulate it, and I have to put mini splits in it and stuff so that it can keep it cool and keep it hot in the winter, and so it's not miserable, you know. Kind of hard to film stuff if it's 98 fucking degrees inside your building, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's bad, right? Especially your black makeup and under the lights, you know, you're like, got all your lights on, and you're like, ah, you know, so. Yeah. I built this little thing over the course of a couple of years when I first moved out to the property, because this is what I could afford at the time. This little, you know, this little 12 by 20 shop, you know, this little shed, basically. And it's great. It's cool, man. Look at this thing. It's fucking fun. Right? But I can't interact with people. Like, if I do meet some people that can play characters that come into Magog's shop and interact with him, I can only do that like outside, because this building is so small. Yeah. That once they step in the door and there's all the camera equipment and lights and everything like that, there's nothing. There's hardly no place to walk. You just
don't have the room.
Yeah, just don't have the room to have somebody like come up and get the different camera angles and blah blah blah. So I'm thinking I'm doing kind of like a sitcom set, like interior walls will be false, so I can like flip them around and there'll be something else on the other side, break down sets and stuff like that. And I can have a green screen wall, you know, to do a lot of green screen work. I can actually paint it instead of using cloth, because cloth is hard to control it gets wrinkles in it, and then it's hard to key stuff out if you don't light it right. And there's all of that stuff that can be solved very easily by having enough space. And I realize the future of Wicked Guild is got to be with the bigger kind of Magog sitcom show. The bad magic, right?
Yeah.
With the puppets and the and all the and I figured with a big enough building I could even have a backstage. So you can have the real wall and then maybe 6 foot in front of the real wall there'll be the false wall and have a door so that characters could like be in the backstage.
Yeah.
And I could go action and they could come in through the door like they're coming into Magog's shop. Yeah. And you could do like a Kramer thing where they're like, like they come through the door, Yeah. So I really want to get to that point where I can do a much bigger show. So that's going to be like next year. Like I'm trying to build my house too. So it's all going to really depend on how I build my house. Because I'm thinking if I build the building further back, I know you guys can't see it, but trust me, there's woods back here. If I build it a little further back, I can transfer everything to that building, and then I can sell this shop building. And with that built-in AC unit and it being insulated with electricity, I could probably get $9-10 for this building. And that'll pay for half of the new building, right?
Yeah.
But I'm still going to have to get a loan about $20,000 to $26,000 to get the new shop built. Okay. So, but I'm working on that because, like I said, if I get caught back up and I get flush again, this is all doable now. Okay. So that's the direction I'm going. But now, with the prospect of building a new studio, I also have this all of a sudden networking thing that just magically happened out of nowhere. The universe decided to put a motherfucker building a Renfair 20 minutes from me. And he's a cool motherfucker that's going to let me film. So he told me, anytime you want to film, man, just text me and let me know what you're doing, and you come out and use any of the buildings or whatever, so. Yeah. With the idea of like a bigger studio plus some possible like other locations to film interesting comedy skits and parts of the show, we've got something going on here for the future. So it's kind of exciting, and it's reinvigorated my passion for bringing Magog's World more to life.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I can see that. My brain is already like, you don't have enough costume to actually be seen, other than your upper torso. like all my brain is going is, you don't have pants, you don't have shoes that are medieval. What are you going to do? That's where my brain's at right now, because I don't have pants that really fit with our look,
Right, exactly, yeah.
I'll have to figure out something.
I've got plenty. I've got plenty of baggy.
I know.
Like medieval pants that one pair of them, because they have stretchy waistbands. So one's bound to fit you, because I bought them for me, and I'm a big guy.
Right. No, something like that, or like what is it's a type of it's kind of like footwear. It's what is Viking wraps. It's like a wide band that they just wrap around your calf down to your feet, kind of thing.
Yep.
So you can get them in your boots. But I will have to find a set of like medieval looking footwear, something.
Fuck that.
Something better. Something better than a pair of New Balance, like cross trainer type shoes.
Right.
Yeah,
fuck that. I'm going with the kilt I bought in Scotland when I was there. When I was overseas, I'll go with the kilt. Right. Magog's gonna be all black with robe and everything, except from the waist down, just gonna be a kilt.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
So, John says, the greatest moment is when you get all the debt paid off and all that money that was going towards the debt is now unplanned funds. Yep, exactly. And that's also the other thing too, is in 2026, I own my truck. So no more car payment. And that's that's a big one too, that I'll be getting back into my wallet. So pay off the debts, pay off the truck, and I've got a lot more money to kind of play with. And that's where build it, because I want a house too. I need a home, a real home, not just a a temporary, single wide trailer. I want to get into a real home. So that's got to be a priority too. I might have to build my house first before the new studio, but until that time, I can still use this building for the next year or so. Or it all depends on what happens. But things are finally looking up a little bit for me after, I don't know, 4 years of constant failure.
Yeah.
So, so that's the big announcement, is that now I kind of have finally an avenue to build a new studio that's way bigger, that can have multiple sets inside of it, huge for filming, with other people. And also I have an alternative permanent medieval village essentially being built down the road that I now have access to, because the guy who built it is fucking cool as hell and is willing to let me use it if I just do a little filming for him.
Yeah.
So
no, that's really awesome news. I didn't know that was what happened. I didn't know that I'm not paying attention to Twitter or anything, so I didn't know about it. That's awesome news.
Yeah,
this is it's really encouraging sounding,
Yeah. But also another thing that came out of it was there's just if I spend enough time at the Renfair this year and it does become a success and everybody's happy and they've made their quota of 20 to 40,000 people, and they are going to continue to do it for at least the foreseeable future and build it even bigger as the years progress. There's always the chance I meet some really cool people that are willing to get in costume and come out and film and stuff, but there's also this idea I had that I could maybe build my own little shop and work the fairgrounds like 2 months out of the year, and it's only on weekends, but for if they extend it to October, it'll probably be about 10 weekends instead of 5. But just 10 weekends a year, just dress as Magog and sell some shit. you know, collect some medieval inventory, start ordering some pendants and jewelry and crystals and weapons, knives and daggers and shit from medieval websites, or whatever. I had one idea. Wouldn't it be funny if Magog sold, like in the show, Magog sells like cursed items, like enchanted items?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if I sold those at the Renfair? Like I have a little booth and a sign that says Magog's enchanted, what's that word? Magog's Enchanted Emporium or something like that.
Yeah.
And I had a table set up with like rings and necklaces, but my idea was I can type up humorous curses, aka enchantments. And print them off on like parchment and cut them out and roll them up and tie them to each like ring and pendant, so when people buy something from me, they can unroll it like a fucking fortune cookie. And it'll say things like, this ring will make you temporarily invisible, but it only works in complete darkness. Like funny things like that,
Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah.
Or you unravel it and it says, it's like this pendant will make the first person you meet fall in love with you, but only if it's a goblin. Something like that, like it's just, they're funny little enchanted, knickknacks, and they're all like medieval themed stuff too. So you got like, the Celtic knot rings and the pendants with the snakes and the swords and whatever. You can get all that stuff and just have like a little, and then be Magog too, because people are coming to a Renfair for the immersion and the experience.
Yeah.
So you just, you build up your inventory, and I could talk to Patrick about how much he charges for the spots, because he does two different things. He's got the people that are going to come year after year after year.
Yeah.
And so they're building permanent structures.
Right.
And then you got people that are just setting up tents, and they tear them down and take them with them. So they have like a pop-up area with nothing but like medieval tents everywhere. that's going to be all down the center of it. So when you walk into the place,
Sure.
there's like 2 paths to go, and there's all kinds of stuff. But then down the center of it, it's just a bunch of tents with people selling whatever they want to sell or whatever. And if it's not too expensive to rent a spot and build a semi-permanent structure, like some sort of little hut that I can sit in like this and be out of the sun in my makeup, and people walk by and be like, you look like you need an enchanted ring. Just be sure not to let your dog swallow it. Get over here.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun.
And Magog could be like a merchant, or I could, and if I become like a semi-popular because of the YouTube channel too, people can travel to Arkansas and meet Magog at the Renfair.
Yeah.
And they'll come by and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Magog from. I'm the guy. I'm Snoopy. I'm Nexie's Hunter. You've seen me in your chat. Oh, for the love of God, why are you here? Why are you here? They tracked me down." And all the people walking around who don't know, they're like, "What the hell's going on over there?" Can I get a selfie? Oh my God, you're my favorite YouTuber. What the hell is a YouTuber? I don't even know what that is. How did you get a magic crystal?
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. I like it.
John says, but would your voice handle that all day long, or would you drop the Magog voice for it? Dude, I did almost 6 hours, about 5.5 hours at VidCon in character, and never dropped my voice once. And they're open. The Renfair opens from 10 to 6, so that's 6 hours a day, 2 days a week. So you have Monday through Friday to rest your voice. But even then, this doesn't hurt my voice. I can literally talk like this all day long. I've done it for hours before, and it really doesn't bother me because I'm so good at it. Like my first year on YouTube, it kind of would get hoarse, But now it's like I can turn it on, and it's nothing. It really is nothing. I can literally do this for hours. It only sucks when I'm sick, like if I have a sore throat, because the Magog voice is back here, right? It's like in the back, and it's not like I'm forcing it heavy. Like this would hurt doing all day. If I talk like this would hurt after a while. Like this is all down here, the devil voice,
I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
I forgot you could do some of those voices.
Yeah. Now that one would hurt after a while because it's way down here, right? Here. And it starts to tickle because I'm vibrating my voice so badly. It's like really deep down in there. And if I did this for like hours a day, I'd be done. But this is nothing. It's further up. It's just right here in the back of the throat. That's nothing. I can talk like this all fucking day. The hardest part for me would be not cursing and swearing because there's kids, there's people just coming to the Renfair, and I can't be sitting in the little Magog shop going, "Hey, come here, you little fucking bastard." You didn't come here and buy my shit. I can't be doing that. So I'd have to PG it up for the Renfair, But it would be fun if, people were like, "Oh my God, we love the Magog guy. Where's the Magog shop? Oh my God, Mom, last year, remember the Dark Wizard guy?" And once that starts going, then I can bump in, and do, 1 or 2 weekends during the fest. I could do like a show of my own where
maybe.
like Tea with the Queen gets interrupted by the evil necromancer. So she's out there, drinking tea, and all of a sudden I show up, and everybody's like, they know I'm the villain, so they start booing, and Magog's like, "Oh, boo! You don't even know who I am. I'm a person too." You don't even know who you're booing. I could be a nice guy, And then the Queen could be like, "What are you doing here, you vile villain? I know you, Magog. You should go back to your kingdom. I'm here to forge an alliance with you. I've been sent as a diplomat, your majesty." "No, you haven't." "Yes, I have." "No, you haven't." "Yes, I have." "No, you haven't." "No, I haven't."
Exactly. Yeah. That'd be funny.
And then,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, and then if I have my own little shop, my own little booth, I could like sneak some things in from the show that only the fans recognize.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I could have Poe up there next to the sign, just chilling. Like grab a Poe, and just glue him to the signpost. You know.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Oh God, Nexy's Hunter says Poe's fortune telling. Now that's one character I could never do publicly with children around, because it's just he turns something on in me that I just can't do Poe clean. Like I can clean up Magog. I just like in the back of my head I'm like, just don't curse, just don't curse, just don't. Hello everyone, welcome. Yeah, just keep walking. These people, why aren't you buying anything? But that's, you know, I can still be angry like an evil wizard without being swearing. But Poe's like the devil. like Poe brings the devil out. If we did like Poe fortune telling, to had a little animatronic Poe and his head would move and there's a crystal ball in front of him and people sit down and pay the money and he'd be like, "Ow, look at you. You look like a dragon face fucked a pig. Why are you here? I'll give you a fucking fortune." You know, like I can't help it. I have to go there with Poe. Yeah. I just have to, man. It's like, oh my God, you are hideous. Why did you sit down here? I'll take your money, but you're not going to like this fortune. It's a misfortune. Okay? I'm going to misfortune you.
Yeah.
Can't fucking help it, man. I just go there when it comes to Poe, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. I'm not a big performer. I don't think I could ever do like stand up or be part of the show permanently or anything. But it would be fun to have a booth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, like this year I'm not going to do Magog because one, I've got to film.
Right.
And I can't be walking around with the contact lenses and shit like that. But I might do one day this year. Like next month, I might do one day as Magog. If I can get a friend or family member to take me, because I'll have the whole get up on. Because I have just recently purchased, actually last night I just purchased a new camera that I've been wanting to try. And it set me back about $600 for everything. The camera itself was, I think $399, but it was for the creator package, so it came with an extended battery and a microphone, and but I also bought a few other things like an SD card and everything that'll all work with it. And I want to try it out because it's a run and gun camera. Because one, I don't want to lug my 10-pound cinematography super expensive camera that Octane Junkie got me to the Renfair. Kids running around, have to set it on a tripod because it's so fucking heavy. I can't just sit there. And plus, it's a traditional cinematography camera, so there's no autofocus or anything. So I'd have to constantly walk around like this and like be focusing and stuff. And it weighs like 10 pounds. It's the Blackmagic cinema camera. So I can't I can't do any like walking around action filming with this camera. That's not what it's designed for. This is designed for traditional filmmaking. Where you have like a cameraman with a fucking gimbal rig, or like a crane, or like a like a system, like a what are they called? The Steadicam systems and stuff for your cameraman. Right. That's what this camera is for. This is for shooting movies. I've just happened to turn it into a webcam right now because that's all I'm doing is kind of the live stuff. But this camera, it's the DJI Pocket 2. I would get the Pocket 3, but it's like the camera base itself is like $699 because it's the newest one. But there's not that much difference image quality wise between the 3 and the 2. There's just a couple new unique little gizmos and gadgets and stuff, and I'm like, do I need the most up to date right now? No. But it's basically it's like the size of this knife, and you walk around with it like this, but it's got a lens that's on its own 3-axle gimbal. So as you're walking, you don't get that shaky because it has like it has like a little gimbal that keeps the fucking lens straight, you know, and it has like facial recognition, so it follows you. So if you set it up like a webcam and you go like this, the fucking camera will turn and follow you. It's like having your own little cameraman, you know.
It's kind of handy.
Yeah, and I can walk around the Renfair with that and get some really nice 4K shots. This little thing does 4K.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. DJI's come a long ways.
Yeah, they used to be really cheap. Yeah.
Like, I remember when they just made drones, you know? That's like...
Yeah, they just made drones, and they had an action camera that was trying to compete with GoPro. They had it attached to your vest or whatever, you know, your head.
Yeah, you know? I'm remembering stuff that they did like 10, 12 years ago. So, yeah.
Right. So, basically, its selling point is it's kind of a vlogging camera. It's really great in low light. It has it has like gyroscopic stabilization with the 3-axle gimbal, and it's even got like it has an autofocus, nice 28. It's got a nice little 28 millimeter lens, so you get a nice little depth of field behind you if you're focused, you know, up close.
Yeah,
like for close-ups and stuff. But I think it'll be perfect for a public outdoor setting like the Renfair. Like, it's light, it weighs nothing. I bought the extended battery handle and the little what's it called, adapter to put your phone up, because you can control the damn camera with their app. So you don't have to use the tiny little screen that's built on it. You can actually have your phone plugged into the side of the damn thing.
Oh, nice.
And it's got a nice microphone with like really great like noise canceling and auto leveling and things like that. It's just a really on the go good, like it's really good like on the go kind of run and gun camera, what they call run and gun. You know, because it's light. You put it on a broomstick and go like this, because you can control the thing with the fucking phone using Bluetooth too. You don't have to have it plugged directly in. You can literally be like boop 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 and get like a real high up shot and stuff. You know.
Nice.
So I wanted it anyway because I wanted to test it as a webcam for SideQuest, because I eventually want to get one of the, if it looks great and it works the way I think it's going to work, I want to get you, Weibo, and Ark one, so that you guys can be on the same level as me, quality wise.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Like a little depth of field behind you, a little blur, you know, because I'm using this cinematography rig, and then I switch to you, and it's like webcam.
Yeah,
you know,
this is a Logitech that was like on clearance for like $30 in 2018 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I've never had the money to get anything better. So
yeah,
this isn't even what do they call it? The popular one was like the C920 or the 922. This isn't even that. It's like a C600 or something. It's
the one sold at Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not anything good. So
yeah. So, I mean, it does have a zoom, but it's not a traditional zoom because you need a lens for that. So it's a digital zoom, but there's not a huge drop in quality on this camera. It's not bad. Would I make a professional movie with it? No, I wouldn't. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. Maybe the Pocket 3 would be pretty decent cinema camera. Just for, you know, student level work. Right. But if I was filming that movie I'm writing, Shadow of the Goblin, if I was filming that, I'd be using this fucking camera. That's what I got this thing for.
Right.
You know, if I'm filming my sitcom in the new studio with the big set, I'm going to use this fucking camera, you know? But for doing the live show, SideQuest, and doing the stuff out like the Renfair, this little camera I'm hoping will do the job really well. Because it does do true 4K. It's got a nice big sensor in it. It's a pretty decent sized sensor, so you get a nice color range and stuff. Is it perfect? No. There are more expensive cameras out there that do better job when it comes to color ranges and white balance and stuff. But there's tools you can buy. Like on my wish list on Amazon right now, there's a kit. I just saved it to my wish list so I can buy it later. But there's a kit of ND filters that are magnetized, that are built for this camera I got, the Pocket 2.
Oh, nice.
And they literally go click over the lens, and they stay there. And it'll cut out some of that washed out light. If you're filming in like full bright sun, you'll get like a lot of reflections off of stuff. Those ND filters will cut that out, you know, and give you a nice cinematography look. Yeah. Yeah, so
That's really cool.
Zariel just dropped a member comment to say popping in to wish everyone well. Thank you, Zariel. We're just talking shop tonight. Weibo has kind of a sore throat, and Ark's gone on hiatus for a little while to take care of some matters. So it's me and Pentagast tonight. So
Yeah.
side quest isn't great with two people anyway. And I wanted to talk about the Renfair. So
yeah, and that's the thing. I kind of wanted to talk about what's been going on with me, but I don't really want to drag the show down, so I don't really want to go into it in too much detail. So I've kind of thought about letting people know what's been going on with me and that, but because it's not really going to affect me being on the show, it's just that it's kind of affecting my state of mind. But
yeah. Well, you can go ahead and share, man. I just didn't know if you wanted to make any of that public, but it's totally up to you.
I just kind of wanted people to be aware of the fact that I'm having a lot of trouble at home with my family right now. I'm not I don't need help or anything like that. It's just it's my mom's she went to the hospital back in July, wasn't doing very well. Did surgery. I thought everything was okay. And then, the day they were releasing her from the hospital, they're just like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you have terminal cancer." And I'm like, and everybody just kind of got floored by that. Really upset everybody, and they were saying maybe a couple 2-3 weeks if we were lucky. And then she was scheduled for an appointment a week later, and that it's been a real up and down thing with the doctors and that, because then a week later, they're like, she goes to the doctor to do some other checkup thing, and they're like, "Oh, well, there's something we could do, and it's no guarantee or anything, but it could extend your life, maybe 2 or 3 years." And so the whole my mom is dying in less than a month is gone, but I don't really know. It's just right now it's a lot of taking care of my family and focusing on her. So I'm still going to do the show, and I'm not, it's just, I don't know. If I focus on it, I lose whatever humor I have. And I'm trying to stay positive about things and not let it run my whole existence, Yeah. But yeah, there's some dark things going on in my life. So, but I just wanted people to at least be aware of it, just so you know, I'm not looking for sympathy or anything like that. It's just, it's the reality of things, So.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, that, you never know.
I'm hoping that's the thing. Even with the treatment, they're like, it might work, it might not. So, that's still, there's a very good chance that my mom isn't going to be here very soon. So I'm just not sure right now. And.
But 2 to 3 years, there's a lot of new medical advancements every day.
Yeah,
So I'm not trying to give you. Yeah, I'm not trying to give you false hope. But
and that's the thing. I'm trying to stay hopeful, but also just it's always there in the back of my mind that even with medical advances or even if things do go well, the way that this cancer acts, when it comes back, it's super fucking aggressive. So. It's a pretty rare one. I can't remember the name of it anymore. And the trouble is it did spread into her lymphatic system, so it's kind of one of those. She could be fine. 3 days later, she could be riddled with cancer again. So we're just not sure. It's extremely fast acting. So
right. Well, I'll be, as I've already told you, behind the scenes.
I know.
I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
But I do know this, that she gave birth to you, so she's tough. So.
Yeah. The funny thing is she had me and my brother, and it's a little bit of family history there. We were most often, what was it? I was Jesus Christ. My brother was God damn it. That's how it worked. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
For the first few years of my life, I thought my name was Little Bastard.
Right. Yep.
But you know, I mean, yeah, it's good to at least let people know, because sometimes if you like have to miss a shows or a couple
Yeah,
shows,
like it.
people start going, oh, what is he leaving? Not like, it's good that
Yeah,
they
I
know.
don't have. Yeah, I have no intention of leaving the show. This has been one of the. This is one of the things I look forward to. Honestly, it brightens my day to get to do this and to try and entertain people, and hopefully make somebody laugh.
Yeah.
And that's really all I'm in it for. But if there might be times I might have to be gone because maybe I have to take my mom to the hospital or an appointment I can't get out, that she can't get out of or something, or reschedule. So just wanted people to be aware of why I might miss a show or something, but that's mainly it. I just, didn't want, like I said, I don't want to bring the whole stream down. I don't want to end on a somber note or anything. So
no, it's just a bit of an announcement. I'm glad you did tell people, because I people understand.
Yeah,
it's one thing. I mean, I know the internet can be a brutal place, but when it comes to stuff like this, people are pretty kind.
Yeah,
so,
and I understand. So, I'm. It's just it's a reality that I have to face regardless. It's just one of those things that, as long as people are aware of, I got some stuff going on in the background that's not exactly pleasant to deal with. That's mainly it.
Yeah.
So
we'll keep you around because we like we like you. We like having your character on, reacting to things and and stuff.
Yeah.
But with
the only thing I worry about sometimes is if I've noticed that if I start laughing, we both start laughing.
Yeah.
I don't know why that happens, but it does seem to. I don't know. I guess I have one of those, like, kind of an infectious laughter kind of thing, so I can't help that.
Yep. Yep. But I mean, sometimes good news is contagious, so I'm pushing some luck your way.
That'd be nice. Some good news, some good luck coming my way would be appreciated. So yeah. And thanks everybody for for understanding, and I appreciate you guys sending some messages to me here about that. So
yeah, I'm reading them now. People are giving you their condolences and stuff. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But on that note, I mean, we started early, so I figured we'd go ahead and end it here.
Okay.
Because it'd be nice to get off early for one Tuesday.
Yeah.
And head in and eat. Man, God, I'm starving. I bought a desk at the flea market, so I had to bring that in, so I couldn't stop for food. It's like a rustic. It's like a rustic wood computer desk that has like. Iron hinges for the drawers and the
nice
cabinets down there and stuff. Immaculate shape, not a scratch on it. And one of my vendors was bringing it in today. He does clean outs. He cleans out apartments. So they hire him to take the shit, and he gets it for free. And instead of chucking it in the dumpster, he brings it to the store and sells it. Yeah. So he gets double paid. What a great racket, man.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
So he brought this desk in, and him and me are cool. He's a really cool guy. And I walked back there to open up the back for him, and I saw his truck, and he had this desk on it. And I was like, "Oh, that would look great in my new house." And he's like, "It's yours for $60." And I was like, "Oh, you motherfucker!" Like I just spent like $400 last night on a new camera. God damn it! Like fuck. But I really wanted something other than this big heavy camera to take to the Renfair next month. So I it's an investment for the future, because I'll also hopefully be able to use it as a webcam. And if it looks great, and I can kind of put my big camera away until I'm ready to do my big show. If it looks great, we'll try to like maybe save up some money and get each of you one too. Because
it'd be kind of nice.
And the reason I was looking at them is for people just like you, because not everybody has a whole little building to film in. Like, you have limited space.
I have this. This is what I have. I can back up a little bit, but I can't really show that side because there's too much shit over there. And like if I go any more to the right, you start seeing modern things that I can't hide.
Right.
So
yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. So but one of them things, it's like this big. It's like my vape pen.
Yeah.
And you buy a little tripod for it because the plug is up underneath.
Right.
But you can buy an adapter that'll put the charging plug off to
on the side,
on the back. So it has a tripod built in the bottom of it, and you can literally stand it up and run it directly to your computer and use it as a webcam.
Nice.
So and it's like this fucking big. It's like that, So that's why I wanted it too, because they call it a pocket, and boy do they mean it. You can put it inside its little case and literally slip it in your pocket. It's great for vlogging, travel channels use a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to try it out and see what kind of footage I can get. I am going to need those ND filters, though, because I'll be filming outside at the Renfair.
Well, yeah.
So they're like how much were they? They're like $60, $70 or something like that. So I'm going to have to wait until my next paycheck.
Well, yeah.
But...
You got time. You got time before the Renfair, so...
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I the camera was like $3.99, and then I bought a SD card for it and an extended battery because I'm gonna be out there for a few hours, and the battery will last a pretty decent time, 140 minutes, but that's not gonna cut it.
No.
And I went ahead and bought a power bank too, because I've always wanted one in case the power goes out, but I just never bought one, and this was an excuse to finally get one, because you plug in something, it'll recharge it real fast. It's like, so if I'm on the go and I'm running low on battery, even with the extended battery, I can run to my truck and plug that thing in and let it charge for, half an hour, and it'll be, ready to go again. So
nice.
All that together, I probably spent about $600 last night, and then I bought that desk, and I didn't have nowhere to put it until I build my new house, but I couldn't say no to that price, $60 for that fucking. It's beautiful. It's oak or something. It's not a.
Really?
It's not particle board. Let me show it to you before we leave. I'm gonna just turn my camera around.
You spent $600, then you spent $60. Go buy something that's $6. Okay, just do it.
Just to even it out, right?
Just to even it out. All right.
Let me tilt it forward a little bit.
Oh, hey, okay, that kind of a desk. That's cool. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I ain't got a lot of light over there, but.
No, but. I mean, I'm guessing that's kind of a lighter wood, right?
Yeah, it is, but it's very rustic looking,
Yeah, and you can always, if you wanted to make it darker, there's ways you can stain them and refinish them and that. So, yeah, no, that's cool. And it looks like it looks good. I like that style. So
yeah, it's got that kind of rustic farmhouse look, which is gonna be. I'm not in focus anymore. There I am. But it's going to be great for the when I build my new house. This isn't going to be my main desk. I want it for my little office studio,
right?
Little office where I can edit. Because my big desk that's in the house, where my TV is and my big nice computer, that's a clawfoot leather top writing desk. So I'm thinking of using that in my what you call it, I'm not gonna have that many rooms, but the house I'm probably gonna build might have a study, because I don't have kids or anything. Now if I ever get married and have kids, I'm gonna need my rooms back, and I might have to sell one of these desks. But this one, I mean, $60. I mean, I took a picture of it and Googled it. It's like a $460 desk.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's not like particle board crap. That's a solid desk.
No, I had to back my truck up I had to open my door on the Magog shop and back my truck up to it and walk it in, But it ain't got a fucking scratch on it, man. He was like,
that's awesome.
We had to clear out a storage unit where one of these real estate companies stored all their furniture that they put in their show houses.
Huh.
And that's
nice.
where that came from. It came from a fucking real estate company storage unit.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and it's got the drawer that comes out for your keyboard and everything. But it's just, I love the rustic kind of because I love the rustic and the medieval. So I like a lot of wood. I like a lot of iron, wrought iron and stuff like that. That's my jam. you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta get it, and I'm just gonna store it here in the Magog shop until I either have a new studio or a new house. One of the two, you know. But yeah,
Yep.
he sells his stuff cheap because they get so many things, they have to move it, you know, as quick as possible. So, but anyway, y'all don't have to hear my life story. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all for coming by.
Yeah.
Please go visit arrenfest.com. Go check out their like Facebook and everything. Leave them a comment, even if you can't make it this year or you're too far away. Just let them know you know about it. Like getting those numbers, getting those likes. You know, go to the Facebook page and like some of their posts. You know, or leave a comment saying, "Hey, Magog sent us." You know, I'd love to hear their reaction if I show up and I'm like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Dude, we got so many messages on fucking Facebook." Like, what the hell did you do? I'm like, nothing. Just magic that way, man. You know, it's just be cool to share it and get it out there. 'Cause I want to see it succeed. I want to see it succeed.
Oh yeah.
You know, if it fails, he'll probably have to sell that property, tear all the shit down, and then it's 20 minutes from my house. Like I get a fully immersive Renfair with jousting and sword fighting and blacksmithing and glass blowing and all that stuff 20 minutes from my house. You know?
Yeah.
So, AR Renfest, and the link is in my description, so go click on that. Once again, thank you all for coming by, and thank you guys for the support, and hopefully we'll see you next week with a full episode of SideQuest. You want to say anything, Rat?
No, just that, thanks, for everybody for understanding, and that's pretty much what I've got. I don't know. I'm excited about that this Renfair thing. It's I hope it does really well because it'd be nice. Because if it's there, there's always then, that gives me even more. There's a reason to try and get down there that much more. So
before I leave, real quick, I think I saw a Streamlabs alert, and I totally forgot
I honestly wasn't paying attention to if there were donations or anything like that. I'm terrible about that sometimes.
Yeah, I am too. It's one of those things that usually Arc handles it for me because I've got super chats over on my end, and so we kind of split the the thing, so
right. And I'm terrible about it. I don't even know if I can't even see the Streamlabs other than like when they come across the window, like on the actual YouTube video stream. So I'm never on time with that.
Right. So, well, let me get this. The one donation we got was 6 minutes. Gave $2 to say, I love going to Renfest, Texas Renfest near Houston and Sherwood Forest Fair are the two I go to most frequently. Nothing beats a turkey leg or meat on a stick while you watch the joust. It's all the fuck yes. And I agree.
I'll bet.
I at the very least will be getting me a fucking turkey leg and a funnel cake. They have funnel cakes, so I'm gonna get fat a little bit, but I'm supposed to be on my diet.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
And the smokehouse apparently does some like pulled pork and stuff too. So
oh wow, that's that. Yeah,
that's gonna be good, man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have some fun, but I'm mostly this year, I'm mostly gonna be filming because I want to help them succeed. So I want to put together like a little movie trailer, playing some epic music, show some of the jousting. That's why I want this new camera so I can run alongside. I can't do that with the big fucking rig. Plus, I don't want to risk it breaking. I don't want some fucking kid to bump into my expensive camera and knock it over.
Exactly.
So
you should be able to get some cool shots of that, and if you can cut them together a really cool promo video that they can use, that should just help them grow. So yeah, that'd be great.
Put it on their website and I get some of the dancing, put some music to it. Slow-mo the fire eating, because this little camera, the one thing I didn't mention, it does I think it's 120 frames per second, up to 120 frames per second, so you can slow that down. Bad. Yeah, you can slow that down to 24 frames and get a nice slow-mo, nice smooth slow-mo. Things like that. And I can slow-mo it. I can do some music on top, so boom, 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 get some Viking, dun, 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 and nice words on the screen, Arkansas Renfest, at Dragonstone Springs, Mount Vernon, Arkansas, at the end, and then right at the end, just add in they won't even know. but I'll just right at the end when that coming soon, and you'll just hear in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, and people watching it'll be like, that sounded like Magog. Like, add in a little evil laugh at the end for Magog, So.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we better get out of here. I'd like to,
Yep.
get in and get some food. So thank you all again for coming by. Thanks, Six, for the tip, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, we'll see ya. Thank you.